Okay, we're rolling. In the 13 years since your book, Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease, was published, has more evidence come out that either supports or refutes the main claims made in the book?
Well, I think it's been so exciting to see how the book is done and how it really still basically fits in with what we understand about cardiovascular disease and how to control it. Really, the chemistry behind heart disease, because we're all experts would agree that where this disease appears to have its inception, its onset, its beginning, is when we progressively injure the life jacket and the guardian of our blood vessels, which happens to be that delicate innermost lining called the endothelial cell. And the endothelium manufactures a truly magic molecule of gas, nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is responsible for the salvation and the protection of all of our blood vessels because of its numerous positive, powerful functions. For example, nitric oxide keeps all the cellular elements within our bloodstream flowing smoothly like Teflon rather than Velcro. It keeps things from getting sticky. Number two, nitric oxide is the strongest blood vessel dilator in the body. When you climb stairs, the arteries to your heart, to your legs, they widen, they dilate. That's nitric oxide. Number three, nitric oxide will protect the wall of the artery from becoming thickened, stiff, or inflamed, protect us from getting high blood pressure, hypertension. Number four. Now, number four is the absolute key. A safe and normal amount of nitric oxide will protect us all from ever developing blockages or plaque. So literally, everybody on the planet, whether they are from London, Berlin, Chicago, New York, or Cleveland, or Dallas, if they now have heart disease, it is because in the previous decades, they have now so sufficiently trashed, injured, compromised, and turned their endothelial system into a train wreck. They no longer have enough nitric oxide to protect themselves from developing blockages and plaque. But the good news, this is not a malignancy. This is a completely benign foodborne illness. And once you can get patients to stop ever again passing through their lips additional foods that are going to injure further an already train-wrecked endothelium, then the endothelium begins to recover, makes enough nitric oxide so that not only can we halt disease progression, but we may often see evidence of disease reversal. Now, the obvious question, therefore, is what are the foods that every time they pass our lips we injure the endothelial cells? They are, one, any drop of oil, olive oil, corn oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil, palm oil, oil in a cracker, oil on a piece of bread, oil in a salad dressing. To reinforce this whole idea and concept, I wrote an editorial in the International Journal of Disease Prevention and Reversal from 2019. And the title of this was, Is Oil Healthy? And I go through the animal studies as well as the human studies showing how oil injures the endothelium. So that means, what are you going to eat? You're going to eat all these marvelous whole grains for your cereal, bread, pasta, rolls, and bagels. 101 different types of legumes, beans, lentils, all these marvelous red, yellow, and green leafy vegetables, and sweet potatoes, white potatoes, and some fruit. And there are many recipes out there available in my book, the one by my wife and my daughter, John McDougall, Neil Barnard. They're just a bunch of wonderful recipes. Food that looks good, smells good, tastes good, and is going to actually enhance your health, not destroy it. Yeah. Now, there is another wrinkle in all this that's pretty important. We've talked about the importance of nitric oxide. And the way nitric oxide is made early in our years, and the way that we sort of are born with a powerful nitric oxide producing factory, type 1 of nitric oxide production, which is our endothelium, the lining of all of our blood vessels. And you, at age 8, let's say I was standing up, here would be the level at 8 years of age of your nitric oxide, right? Right at the top, no problem. Now, you ever hear of an 8-year-old who got a heart attack? Doesn't happen. So, but here you are. Now you're 24 years, you've lost some of your endothelial production of nitric oxide. You're 24 years old. You get hit by a bus. You die. At autopsy, they see what? The foundation for coronary artery heart disease. Not enough for a cardiac event yet, but there you are at 24, already with the disease getting established. You continue to eat that way, and now you're in your 40s and 50s. Now we start to see these clinical cardiac events, heart attack and stroke, because the disease has now progressed to that extent. A disease which we have been developing since childhood. So we want to be as kind as we can to this endothelium